death toll as of today?
As of today, there are 13 confirmed deaths. They expect that possibly could rise because there are still some areas where there's standing water. And what a lot of people don't understand, they think, oh, it's just the rain. There was so much rain. And that's what started it. But the entire southern Louisiana region is on a tributary. And so we have lots of rivers that are supposed to come back, or where the tributaries really flow into it to help alleviate some of the Mississippi River, because the Mississippi comes straight down through here. What happened was so much rain at one time that the Coney and Amite rivers couldn't handle the overflow. And so really most of the flooding, so for us in Zachary, right, was just, so that's about 30 minutes north of Baton Rouge. And for us in Zachary, we got most of the rain, over 21 inches in less than 24 hours. But the flooding really, even after the rain kind of subsided and it was not as heavy, the rest of the surrounding parishes started to overflow from all of the rivers. And that's where the flooding is coming from.
I see. So death toll being 13, I imagine there was a lot of warning that took place as opposed to when Katrina hit. Katrina hit, and no one was actually expecting a storm of that nature. I imagine there was plenty of warning now with the rains coming down. Was there a lot of evacuations happening?
Oh my gosh. So actually, I think there was more warning with Katrina. Because Katrina's a hurricane, you see it coming in over the coast now, whether or not they expect it, or over the Gulf, whether or not they expected it to be as big as it was, no. But with this, I can tell you, I went to school, I'm also a teacher, and I teach at Zachary High School, and we showed up for school with my two boys, and got there, we have to be there by 6:30, and school starts at 7, and of course it's raining. Well, as soon as we got there, 7:10 is when they decided to cancel school because the rains were just so heavy and the buses were having problems getting through. By the time we were able to release the students that had arrived, so all of the streets surrounding the school were flooded. And so students had a really hard time, getting out and getting home and safe. Even in my neighborhood that did not flood, fortunately, all the streets, I drive a big F-150 truck, and it was up to past the bumper in my neighborhood. And it was just difficult. And I only live a couple blocks from the school. So it happened so fast, and nobody thought that it was going to be like this. And so when they did start to, evacuate, they were doing it by boat.
Wow.
Instead, we had students that were filling sandbags. We had such an outpour of volunteers, people up within our communities that were just trying to give out sandbags to stop the water, but the water was coming down way too hard, way too fast, and our drainage just couldn't handle it. And so actually, I think there was more warning with Katrina than there was with this, because
that's what I thought. When you start seeing boats rescuing, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The I-10 shut down. The I-10 was flooded and people are stranded on the interstate.
I-10 is it's north-south,
east-west.
East-west.
Yeah,
it goes east-west, and it splits off to the I-12, right? That's a major interstate connecting point for a lot of interstate travel and trucking and whatnot. And the 10 and the 12, it's the two major points into Baton Rouge, was completely shut down. There were people that were literally stranded on the interstate.
So this flood, in relation to Katrina, are some of the areas that were affected with Katrina affected again with these floods?
Yes, some of the same areas. The sad part, honestly, from my perspective, is that we had so many transplants from New Orleans to Baton Rouge from Katrina. So 11 years ago, many hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands, I don't know the number, of people moved from New Orleans to the northern cities of Baton Rouge and some of the outlying parishes, like Livingston Parish got hit the hardest, Denham Springs. And they moved there only to 11 years later lose everything again. So to me, that was sadder than some of the other parishes, it kind of reached a little bit further north than Katrina did. And for us here, it was just kind of, I guess, it was reminiscent of Katrina with regards to the rescue efforts, but there was no wind. So, and that's really what happened is the storm was huge in diameter, and it just sat right on top of Baton Rouge, and it didn't move, and so it continued to do this downpour of rain. So whereas with Katrina, you had a lot of damage from wind and destruction, you didn't have that with this. You just had an immeasurable amount of water.
Incredible. Let's go take a little break right now, and we will come back and we will engage the rest of the guests. And let's just get, if you can, please stay on the phone. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of these natural disasters that are taking place, as I said, in our nation and abroad as well.
Since 2000.